Why is it that some people work 10 times harder and sacrifice more, yet the results remain ordinary? While others do not seem nearly as exhausted, yet always happen to catch the perfect wave at the perfect time. The problem is not effort itself. The problem is whether you are grinding in a three-dimensional world or standing one level higher, moving in harmony with your own rhythm. In a 3D world, we only see time, physical energy, and execution. Working longer, running faster, pushing harder. But when your perspective enters the fourth dimension, you will find that everyone, from the moment of birth, is already standing on a different energy architecture. The real gap is often not about who is more driven. It is about whether your primal structure is being amplified at the right time. The key is, what kind of structure are you? This law is invisible to 3D perception. It is like electromagnetic waves. You cannot see them, yet you are constantly influenced by them. You do not need to understand gravity for the tides to rise and fall on schedule. In the East, there is a 5,000-year-old predictive system called BaZi. It uses your exact birth time to decode your primal life structure and observes how time, at different stages, either amplifies or weakens this structure. I have organized this system into a more intuitive navigation method called the life compass. When you enter the fourth dimension, you no longer see isolated actions. Instead, you see the unfolding trajectory of a whole life. The fourth dimension is not a mystical space, but a perspective where time is stretched out. In this view, you can clearly see that some people are born to expand. Some are destined to endure pressure first. Some years are for riding the wave, and some stages are only meant for waiting and pivoting. Let us use this perspective to look at a name everyone knows: Jeff Bezos. In the lens of the life compass, Bezos is an extremely pure yang metal structure. In Eastern algorithms, this represents peak logic, order, and cutting-edge execution. In Eastern destiny science, for a metal structure person, the industry that most easily generates explosive wealth is the wood attribute industry. This explains Bezos' starting point. He used books, which are made of wood, as his entry point. He even named his company Amazon, the ultimate symbol of concentrated wood energy on Earth. When a highly rational metal structure precisely cuts into a wood industry, characterized by expansion and growth, the emergence of a trillion-dollar empire is simply a natural manifestation of energy in the physical world. This is why choice is often more important than effort. Many successful people simply stepped into industries that highly match their energy structure. Meanwhile, the exhaustion of most people comes from continuous resistance within a field that conflicts with their own nature. But even with the right direction, if the timing is not right, the energy cannot be redeemed. His first cycle from ages 2 to 11 was a turbulent water cycle. This cold stream directly attacked his sense of security, leading to a major reconstruction of his family environment. Even though he was born with a strong self-awareness, his energy was forced into survival mode rather than expanding outward. His second cycle from ages 12 to 21 was a deeper still water cycle. This brought intense intellectual density, supporting his entry into top universities. But this stage had a core limitation: coldness. In 4D logic, cold turns energy into a solid state rather than a liquid flow. So even with a world-changing mind, in reality, he was still repairing windmills and cleaning livestock pens on a farm. This was not about building character. It was because his energy field had not yet thawed. No matter how hard he worked in the 3D world, this frozen frequency meant his energy could only settle inward. His third energy cycle from ages 22 to 31 was the pressure chamber. After 22, he entered a highly complex cycle known as the clash of water and fire. Reality was his time on Wall Street. It was an environment of extreme logic, which is metal, but also extreme pressure, which is fire. This scorched earth energy acted like a wall, suppressing his creativity. In 4D logic, this is called systemic restriction. He was not happy during those 10 years and even felt oppressed, because his life structure was being painfully reshaped in a rigid mold. But this feeling of suffocation taught him how to maintain his cold metal precision under extreme stress. His fourth cycle from ages 32 to 41 was a resonant evolution. At age 32, his trajectory hit a powerful frequency called hyper-metal resonance. For a metal person, this means competition reached the physical limit. At that time, Amazon was surrounded by countless giants, and a dangerous signal appeared. When metal is too strong, it breaks the wood. In 5 elements, metal controls wood, and wood is his wealth. If he had rushed to grab money or focus on profits back then, it would have snapped his wealth potential and killed Amazon. So, Bezos made a decision that matched the energy logic perfectly. He refused to make a profit. He knew that under a strong metal cycle, trying to catch money would break the wood. Instead, he followed his metal nature and channeled that energy into a cold, machine-like pursuit of extreme efficiency. He was not losing money. He was using the hardness of the cycle to forge himself into a dominant weapon of order. His 5th cycle from ages 42 to 51 was the gravitational domain. When a person's metal energy reaches 100% capacity, the way they get wealth changes completely. It is no longer about how much money you make, but how many rules you set. His logic evolved from chasing profit to clearing the field. Metal energy at this level is extremely exclusive. It naturally clears out all inefficient and weak competitors. Through AWS and his logistics system, he completed a 4D hunt. Once he cleared the interference, all the resources of the industry began to be sucked toward him like a magnet. This is dominant wealth. His growth became explosive because there was no one left to share the money with. His 6th cycle from ages 52 to 61 was peak gravity. For a dominant metal structure like Bezos, this was an ordeal of extreme weight. In 2017, he became the richest man in the world. But in energy terms, heavy earth buries the metal. The massive wealth and the empire became so heavy they buried his flexibility. He felt trapped by the system he built, losing the sharpness of his early days. This was not failure. It was the shackles of success. The 2019 century divorce was not a personal drama in 4D terms. It was a calculated energy release. By splitting his assets, he used a massive cost to break the weight that was burying him, regaining his freedom for the next stage. His 7th cycle from ages 62 to 71 is the high heat reorganization. Starting in 2026, his energy shifts from the accumulation of earth to the release of fire. This is the process of turning static assets into dynamic influence. Fire represents speed and release. Intense fire refines the metal, meaning he will experience a massive liquidation of assets. He is no longer focusing on the growth of numbers on a screen, but is instead accelerating his private wealth into high-risk, high-energy projects like space and energy. Fire energy is fast. This decade, his decision-making will accelerate and become more disruptive. 2026 is the peak release point of this fire energy, and it will likely be the window where he launches major plans that change the rules of the game. He is turning the metal he accumulated over a lifetime into the fire that drives the future. This is not business expansion. It is the ultimate deployment of resources. Life is never a blind gamble of hard work. The trajectory of Jeff Bezos shows us one thing. When your internal structure moves into its natural time window, things stop being so difficult. What truly exhausts people is not doing too much, but not knowing which cycle they are currently in. Perhaps you are in a stage of accumulation, or enduring pressure, or perhaps you are already standing on a turning point you have not noticed yet. These states are not right or wrong. They are just how time is manifesting through you. If you are also curious about how your own life structure and rhythm are meant to unfold, the link to my website is pinned in the comments.